Welcome to NuttieBuddie Entertainment. The Great.
Okay, let's start with the great then. Let's get into the specifics. Let's start with Chris on this one. Chris, what was your first great of Black Panther Wakanda Forever?
I will go with the acting in general. You just alluded to it. I thought the performances were extremely strong. Angela Bassett as the Queen was on fire for her part of the movie. Like I said, Letitia Wright was very good. Danny Guerra as Okoye was great. She had a nice character arc too. Winston Duke is extremely charming as M'Baku. I enjoyed him very much. The actor, and I will not do him the dishonor of butchering his name, but the actor who played Namor, I thought was very, very good. I think this is basically like his first major role, leading role. I could be wrong, but he did a great job. So yeah, great performances from all the leads.
Yeah, I would agree. I had Queen Ramonda and Okoye on my grade as well. What about you, Brian?
Yeah, I had Queen Ramonda in my great, especially the scene in the UN where she kind of opens that, walking through and then marching the French soldiers into there. That was such a great scene, such powerful, and it kind of sets you up for like where Wakanda is at this point when T'Challa dies. So she was in there. Same thing with I had Namor in the great. He was such a great villain. The writing they did for him, I think they did a really good job of portraying him kind of similar to what the comics books were, where you never really truly know what side he's on. He's more of on the side of just what's right for his people and like what he gains in the end. I think he made a really good villain to kind of counteract what the Black Panther is. So
Yeah, Namor, I will talk about him too. I have him in the good, not the great, as a villain. Yeah, but we can get into that in a second. My favorite scene, speaking of the acting, you mentioned the beginning with the UN. I love the throne room scene when Okoye was getting her Dora Lamage title stripped from her. And they had that back and forth. That to me was one of the most intense scenes and well acted by both actresses. And it just was so gripping of a scene that I wanted to add that to my grade by both actresses. It was amazing. I like how she's like, you guys didn't stand by me when Killmonger basically took over Wakanda. Like, think of everything I gave up. It was so powerful. I really love that scene.
Yep, definitely one of the best ones.
Yeah. Let's see. Brian, do you have a great for us other than the acting? And Namor.
I also have Ryan Coogler in the great. I think he's a great director. What he's given us with the original Black Panther and then this movie too. And I think he did the writing for this too. Some of it for the script. Yeah. I had mentioned previously, for what they had to do, the daunting task of continuing a story without the original Black Panther in it and not really being able to use him in some sort of form with his voice or CGI or something like that and just continue a story without having him like in there. I think he did a wonderful job. He's a great director. I want to see him more on Marvel stuff, hopefully. He can head up some of the newer stuff going on. I think it would be great if he did directed the Kong Dynasty. That would be awesome.
Yeah, no, he did great. And you're right. It was a big
Kang's
task.
Dynasty.
Kings.
Sorry,
I got you. That's
just
okay. That's okay. I know what you meant. Yeah. So King, but it is he did a really great job with what they were trying to do without the main character. Yeah, because I think we'll talk about it, but like one thing that it was, I did sort of feel Chadwick Boseman, or T'Challa, I should say. I felt him missing in this movie.
Yes, you felt an absence there,
Yeah.
but there was really no way of getting around that absence,
Mhm.
which we'll talk about it a little bit later. Because
yeah.
as much as I love the movie, that is still felt in it, which we can talk about. So
Yeah. Okay, let's see. I have my great, other than the acting, I said Sherry's journey. Her journey is exactly what T'Challa's was in Civil War, which is basically we don't let vengeance consume us. So Sherry had a long 2-hour, 40-minute movie solely about that, where T'Challa was in Civil War and was kind of a side sort of thing, but he had to learn that with Zemo, and then Shuri learns it with Namor, and I thought that was kind of neat that they
I kind of wanted her to go through a dark timeline with the Black Panther. I'm not gonna lie, when she had that spear over Namor, I'm like, oh, what happens if she does this? And then she's just a Killmonger version of Black Panther.
But there are some, I actually agree with that. Like, there was part of me that kind of wanted to see what would happen if she just went all the way.
Continue it a little bit and see this version of her,
But like, we'll talk about it when we talk a little bit more about Namor, but I'm glad they didn't kill him off. So, I was glad they kept him alive.
I know.
Anyway.
In this MCU, I was a little, I'm like, they better not kill this guy off. He's good. He's good.
Yeah, he's a solid villain / anti-hero, whatever he is. So I liked her journey. Great journey. I love how they integrate her journey into T'Challa's journey. The same one they both had to learn before they became like Queen or Black Panther or whatever. So, Chris, you got another great for us?
I'm just going to piggyback off exactly what you said. The character arcs from A to B to C in this, I think, are much better than some of the more recent Marvel movies where like nothing really interesting happens from start to finish of the movie. We have Shuri feeling like she wants to burn the world down, to having the we'll talk about Killmonger, but having her conversation with Killmonger and having a taste of, like Brian said, she could break bad, to then at the end of the movie, she's now given up her rage. She's, going through the grieving. She has a hope for the future to become a hero. Great character arc. Queen Ramonda, same thing, very angry at the start of the movie, will do anything to protect her people, to her final act, saving the life of, this nobody basically, who was, indirectly responsible for harm coming to her country. She gives up her own life to save her. Great character arc. And then Okoye going from being stripped of her rank to still, able to be a hero, even though she's no longer, has that title anymore. So again, a smaller character arc, but good all around. Great writing, good character arcs. Loved it.
Yeah. A lot of good character arcs, which was, like you said, a breath of fresh air considering some of the Marvel stuff we've gotten. Any other great for you, Brian?
I have one specific scene, which I also have part of it in my good too, but the Shuri scene with Killmonger in the throne room was such a great scene. It was so powerful. Having we wanted to see her speaking with her brother, that would have been great, but having it be Killmonger and him understanding what she was going through, and then kind of they only showed half of that in the beginning. And then we get to see the second half where she's just like, I want to see everything burn. And it's so good. So good.
Yeah, I had Michael B. Jordan down. I was like, man, when he was on screen, he stole to me, Shuri was good in that scene, but Michael B. Jordan, Killmonger, kind of stole that scene to me. It was so good that he showed up, which is I think we'll kind of talk about a little later, just because when we were talking about the direction they decided to go versus what they could have done, just a powerful actor. His presence was felt in that moment. I'm just wondering like how that would have how that could have been if they would have just kind of adjusted things to make, some changes, which I'm trying not to spoil what I'm talking about, but like making him more prominent role in the movie. But yeah, I did enjoy that scene too. It was powerful. Okay, any other great?
Nope.
Go ahead, Chris.
I guess small one. Maybe this is very good, not great, but I just really enjoyed all the integration of, Namor. I'd say we'll table some of the Namor discussion, but he's kind of a silly character. Like if you look at the comics, he's an Atlantean and he was created in 1939 or whatever. So I liked the backstory they came up with him, where he's basically like a Mayan god. They weaved in a lot of, his warriors have like the feathers and all like the Mayan imagery, his cave or whatever. He's doing the paintings on the side. I just thought that was really cool. That was kind of a unseen before visual style. So I thought that was really cool.
Yeah. They did some good things with him. And obviously he'll come up later, but yeah, they did some good things with them. How did you guys, maybe this is something, just say we need to table it, but how did you guys feel about the city that was presented? Talokan. Yeah. Is it going to come up later?
A little bit.
Okay, let's table it. Okay,
yeah,
go ahead.
I will say I did like it. I wish I could have kind of saw it.
Yes.
So we'll table that. We'll table that for later because I kind of felt the same way. We'll table that for later.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other great? We good? Okay. Let's move on to the good then. Thanks so much for watching this clip of our podcast where we review Black Panther Wakanda Forever. If you'd like to listen to the rest of the podcast, look at the description below. You'll find a link to take you to listen to our other thoughts of the movie. Let us also know your thoughts of Black Panther Wakanda Forever in the comments section down below. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we will talk to you guys soon.